I'm Alan Girding, and this is Too Many Games in a Room, a show where I try to get rid of my games. This is my brown shelf, and I have 125 games in these areas, what you're seeing. Today is episode 11, and I wasn't sure what to name this episode. I wanted it to be very clickbaity, so I came up with these ideas for episode names: quickly getting rid of games, clearing the game shelf, the brown shelf, the lightning round, just get out of my house. But here's the one I think I settled on: 125 games to just 12. Because I have over 1,400 games, I would love it if all of my games could fit just on this shelf here, just one wall, because these games are taking over my entire basement. And I figured if I reduce it down to just 10%, that would mean I have about 140 games. And I think 140 games might fit on this shelf with the third section included, which is off camera here. And man, I gotta tell you, I'm slowly sliding into insanity here. I wanna move on to other projects. I don't want this video to be long. Let's suppose I used a minute talking about each of these games. Well, that would be 125 minutes? Freaking over 2 hours. I don't want a 2-hour video. So 30 seconds, well, that's over an hour. I want like a 20-minute video. If I do the math here, that means I should move really quickly through each of these games. 10 seconds for each of these, maybe staying a little bit longer for those that deserve it. And here we go, 125 games down to 12. Let's do this. First one, Ginger Dead House. Tower Defense board game. Tower Defense is for video games, not board games. Swiping left. Dead Men Tell No Tale, a cooperative game, and I think cooperative games are worth their weight in gold as long as they're not too easy. And man, Dead Men Tell No Tales is challenging. I did the Kickstarter video for this. Swiping right. Dead Men Tell No Tales. Malarkey, this was already another video. Malarkey is a swipe right. We're keeping Malarkey. Uh-oh, I'm already 2 games in. I'm not doing well so far. Gemblow. By the way, you know what gem blows? Not necessarily this game, but this box. Don't do this. It doesn't fit in with all the other boxes. That's a bullshit move. More like gem, no. Swipe left. Speaking of annoying boxes, let me jump down here. Till Dawn from Richard Lanius, swipe left. Don't do that to boxes. In fact, if you look over here, here's the beautiful thing. This is like the Fantasy Flight standard. See how nice these fit together? It's because they're all the same size box. And this is the size box that Fantasy Flight, I think, really established. Ladies and gentlemen, it's an asymmetrical game. Someone plays guys, someone plays girls, dudes, ladies, men, women, whatever you want to say. I got into this because Shut Up and Sit Down recommended it. Why? Not my thing. Swiping left. Drinking games. I don't drink. Here's some good games. Escape, Curse of the Temple. This could have been in our dice game episode. Escape is a must keep. In fact, inside of here are all of the expansions. Nowadays they have the big box version, but this is a big swipe right for me. And then here's Escape Zombie City. You don't need to own them both unless you're a huge fan, but honestly, one's better than the other. And I already capped Escape, Curse of the Temple, swiping left. Zombie 15. It's only supposed to take 15 minutes? Yeah, but it takes 25 minutes to set up. Funglish. Why do I have Funglish when I already have Word Blur and... where's the other one? There it is. Funglish versus Word Slam. They're basically the same game, except Word Slam does it better. So I'm swiping left on Funglish. Now here's the problem with Word Slam. They've since learned that this box is too big. You can get all the fun in a smaller box, and I kind of wish I had the smaller box, but I don't, and I'm not about to just waste money. So swiping right on Word Slam. Ground Floor from TMG. You want to build stuff? Because I don't. Bomb Squad somehow missed the Shelf of Shame episode because this is still in its shrink wrap. If I haven't played it yet, it means I never will. Plus, games with bombs are stupid. Surf's Up, dude! This one was a game that was for free at Board Game Geek Con. I can tell why. I learned how to play it once and realized, not for me, bro. Remember, I'm only supposed to keep 12, and right now, I'm at 3. Summoner Wars Master Set. Played the original, liked it, bought the Master Set. They have a newer version out. This should have been in the Shelf of Shame episode, but somehow it missed their eyes. Swiping left. Oh my. Ricky Tata's Chameleon. This was in our hidden roll game episode, so this is kind of a duplicate. I already said, I'm keeping this baby. This is a swipe right. By Order of the Queen, pretty heavy game. It almost seems like it's a leader game with the art. You can see that it's pretty cute stuff, cartoony. And I have another leader game in here somewhere, Vast. And this is like the black box edition, special edition. Woo, it's got this dust sleeve on it. Order of the Queen, Vast, swiping left. Why, Ellen? Why are you swiping left? Because I have games like these. Welcome to what is, in my opinion, the best party game ever by CMYK Games, formerly known as Palm Court Games. This is Monikers. If you haven't played the cooperative version, you gots to. Takes it to the next level, in my opinion. Boop, 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 boop. This is by far the most played game. What's coming up in second place is Wavelength, and Wavelength is an amazing game too, from the same ding dang company. How does the same company make two of my favorite games ever? I don't know, but they've done it. If you've never played Wavelength, you're not on the same wavelength as me, because Wavelength is one of those must-owns. Swiping right on these. Oh, you boo. Defenders of the Last Stand, look how obnoxious this is. Big box game, taking up a lot of space. Is the juice worth the squeeze? I've never played it. TLDR, too long, didn't read. Swiping left. This one is a bonus. This shouldn't even count. Yeah, it's from Klutz Press. This got me really into board games. I used to play this with my nan, English nan. Oh man, so much nostalgia here. Nan was like the only one who would play board games with me. I got to keep this. This doesn't count as one of the 12 though. This is like a treasure. And I didn't even realize I was up there putting that here. Isle of Monsters is like Pokemon. Swiping left. Flat acting. Obnoxious box. You actually have to act a little bit. Swiping left. Loop and Chewy. Ah! That's my Chewbacca impersonation. Ah! There's no reason to have Loop and Chewy and Loop and Louie. Loop and Chewy is only 3 players, where Loop and Louie is 4. And that is a big difference. They're amazingly addictive games. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and say, only dexterity game that I really like. Keeping Loop and Louie. Goodbye, Loop and Chewy. Ah! Oh shoot, and this happens all the time. I slammed it, and now Chewy's flying all over the place. You furry animal. I don't care what you smell, shut up! So many parts, dang it! Literally the only thing I haven't pulled out. Little motor. They seem like kids games, but adults end up playing them for hours and hours and hours. Okay, here's my Ravensburger's games. And Ravensburger is very nice with the collector's itch, how they all have the Ravensburger there. And this is tough, because if I'm only gonna keep 12.5 games, Scotland Yard is so classic. Definitely have to keep Labyrinth, because every family should own Labyrinth. This game is classic, tried and true. If you own Monopoly, what are you doing? You should own Labyrinth. They're not even comparable. What am I doing? Master Labyrinth is just like Labyrinth, kicked up a notch. For now, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna swipe right with Labyrinth, Master Labyrinth. Man, I even have the Secret Labyrinth. And Scotland Yard. McGregor's okay. This is so hard. I just want to keep them all. I think I'm already at my 12 limit. I'm gonna put these down and then make some hard decisions later on. I'm wasting time. All right, swiping left, swiping left, swiping left. Treasure. Fucking Chewy! I'm gonna have to remove that battery. This is why no one loves you, Chewy. All right, Treasure Quest, swiping left. Pop-Up is like a Cranium game, and I already have Cranium over here. There's too many similarities with Cranium and Monikers, and I already have Monikers. So why play Cranium if you already have Monikers? Swiping left, swiping left. Samurai Battles. Opened, but never played. This whole bunch of samurai characters in there. They've never even been pulled out of their sprues, because that's an issue with a lot of these games with minis. Once you open it and you assemble them, never fit in the box again. Some great minis in here, and it also has Richard Borg's Command and Color system in there. It's a big deal. Never played it. Opened it. Speaking of figures that don't fit in the box, here's Dungeon Explorer. Same story as Samurai Battle. Totally untouched on the inside. Character still in the spruce. Here's another taboo game. Adds in a fuzzy purple character. The purple character does your acting for you. Whoa! Put that with the other taboo games. Space Alert by Vlada. This is a good example. One experience really can define all of your other experiences, because the first time I played this, friggin' hated it! And I'm sure it's a great game, but that one play experience left such a salty, sour taste in my mouth. Swiping left. The Networks by Gil Hova and the formal Ferret Games. Man, I want to keep it, but I said 125 games down to 12, and I'm already at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9.5 if you don't count the Ravensburger games, but if I include the Ravensburgers games, 10, 11, 12, we're already at 13. Find a good home. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. You know what we should really emphasize? The difference between men and women stereotypically. This is gonna be an artifact of cultural evolution. Skyway Robbery. Oh man, this is heavy. This game is incredible. I don't know how this isn't a lot of people's favorite game. You get a crew, you're on an airship trying to rob an airship of different treasures before it gets to its final destination. Ocean's 11 meets steampunk. I think my name might be in this one because I helped playtest it, but there's something known as the Curse of the Gird. I'll help playtest, even do some development, and they forget to put my name in there because I'm not someone's like, hey, don't forget to put my name in there. I don't give a shit. Oh, my name's in here. Look at this. Playtesters: Ryan Vogel, Alan Girding, Philip Migas, Chris Funk. Nice. Should I keep it then? Yeah, shit. That's too many games. This is the problem. Space Cadets. Huge party game. Going, going, gone. They're both the Stronghold games in their crappy boxes that bow out. I don't like the art or the graphic design on these. Good sign I should swipe left. Kill Dr. Lucky, the reverse clue. Well, you're trying to kill Dr. Lucky. Get alone in a room with a weapon with Dr. Lucky. It's classic. I gotta swipe right on this one. Oh man, I'm over 12. I'm gonna have to rename this video. The New Yorker cartoon caption game. So much nostalgia. You have comics, you write the caption. It's almost like Joking Hazard, but in Joking Hazard, the joke's made for you. In the New Yorker, you are writing the caption. Mysterium. I hate. What? Mysterium's one of the best games of all time. I think it is far inferior to Deception, Murder in Hong Kong. Anything that Mysterium tries to scratch, Deception, Murder in Hong Kong scratches better. But I'm gonna hold on to this, and this is why. There's a modification I wanna teach you, and I call it Deception, Mysterium in Hong Kong. Long story short, my friend said, but Mysterium's cooperative, Deception's not. That's a good point. Wait a second, you can just make Deception cooperative. But Mysterium has really cool art on their cards, like Dixit. That's a good point. Wait a second, you can play Deception, Murder in Hong Kong using Mysterium cards. Boom! Hence Deception, Mysterium in Hong Kong. Let me know in the comments if you want me to make a video on how you play these modified games that I've come up with. So anyways, that's gonna be swiping left. Twister. Every household needs to own Twister. I'm sorry, you never know when you might need to crack out some Twister. Gotta keep Twister. Dexter, the board game. I only kill murderers. And this game killed my fun. Swiping left. Dirty Minds, the game of naughty clues. Wanna be me too'd? It's fun for 5 minutes. Dixit, I already talked about with Mysterium. I just love the art cards, and I can use the cards in Deception, Murder in Hong Kong, so I don't even need Mysterium if I have Dixit cards, so I'm gonna swipe right on this one because I'm gonna use the components. Oh my God, I'm way over 12. Tapple, another word game. I don't need any more word games. I already have Hardback, and there's also one word game which I personally think beats it all, and that's the whole point of the show, right? Cultivate your collection. Which games are you gonna marry? Tapple, I'm not marrying you. Red Dragon Inn, you can play with a bunch of players when you can combine different versions. More like this game is Dragon on because you've got to wait for your turn the more players there are. You can go a solid 30 minutes before it's your turn. Furt, an amazing party game, except the last thing you have to do when you're about to win is it's a don't smile challenge. You can only win if you can make sure that you don't smile when all the other players try to prevent you from winning by getting you to smile. That's a horrible way to finish a game. Because I remember winning this the one time I played it, and I had to think of the saddest shit possible in order to make myself not smile at the end, which totally deflavored the entire experience for me. Swiping left. This is getting pretty ridiculous here. I got a pretty tall pile. In fact, I think it's kind of encroaching in the camera. It started on the floor and it's already super tall. Coconutos! This is a dexterity game. Fling your coconuts into the cups. I already said I got Loop and Louie as my favorite dexterity game. Mighty Monsters was a solid game, but not solid enough for me to keep. Sheriff of Nottingham. A lot of people love this game. It's been made by a whole bunch of different publishing companies. Here's my big complaint about Sheriff of Nottingham. It's Kingmaker, because inevitably you're competing against another player for a specific resource. And at the end of the game, you can trade with other players. So that person who's trading gets to choose. Do I trade with Alan? Or do I trade with Joanne, who's the biggest sweetheart the planet has ever seen? I'm gonna lose every time. I can't win this game because inevitably no one wants to trade with me. They don't want to see me win another game. I never win Sheriff of Nottingham, and I never will. Swiping left. Draw. Beautiful game. Tile laying. Swiping left. TikTok Woodman. This is a dexterity game. So much fun. We've come up with so many house rules for TikTok Woodman. You have this adorable tree in there, and you want to knock the bark off the tree, but you don't want to knock off the core of the tree. This version's signed. I'm swiping right on this one. I'm way over my limit. Legitimacy. The first game I ever received for free. The artwork is so adorable. And James Matthew, I had just met him, said, you know what? If you play this game with a bunch of people, you can have it. So I went around to the game hall and I just played Legitimacy with people, and he gave it to me. So there's some sentimentality there, but not enough for me to keep it. Pendante, I've never played. Oh my God. I can keep it for the poker chips alone. Basically poker with extra abilities. So maybe I'll find someone who has it and will actually play it with me. Because I have a feeling that when you play this, people will be like, let's just play Texas Hold'em. We know that that's more of a traditional game. It's hard to beat classic traditional games. Like when someone says, I just made the next Monopoly, already bullshit. We don't want the next Monopoly. We're not trying to fix Monopoly or make Monopoly better. We just want something else besides Monopoly, which is why the Doom that came to Atlantic City is like Cthulhu version of Monopoly. Swiping right. Because you don't try to fix Monopoly. Chain Game makes me feel so dumb. This is a brain-bursting game. You have to connect words. I remember just getting a nosebleed. This game makes me feel like a dum-dum. Tahiti, good game. Swiping left. Spurs. Oh man, I got a story about Spurs. This is like the first Mr. B games. Sean Brown, the creator of Mr. B games, and why it's called Mr. B, B stands for Brown, he was pitching this game on the behalf of the creator, and then eventually he was like, you know, this is so good, I'm gonna publish it on my own. He didn't find a publisher for this game. Instead, he decided, I'm gonna publish this. Swiping left. Assassin Con. Try to assassinate each other. Swiping left. Tiger Stripes. Kids game with adorable components. It's actually a tiger and you're trying to get stripes. Made by a father and daughter combo. So we have Isabel Dewberry. I don't have any kids that I know of. No, I'm not gonna, dumb joke. Greedy Greedy Goblins bought this after playing it with Lindsay Road at BGG-Con. It was fun. It's from Richard Garfield, same person, made Magic the Gathering, also is co-designer of Soulforge, which at the time of this recording is up on Kickstarter right now. You're welcome for the shout out. Swiping left. Walkstar has had so many different versions. I don't know if this is the good version or the bad version. I bought it because so many people said, Alan, you have to play Walkstar. I don't have to do shit. Septicon. Beautiful looking game for 2 players. Too long, didn't read. Descent. Now I have Hero Quest, and I have Hero Escape, and I have Advanced Hero Quest, and I have Warhammer Quest. This is one of those classic dungeon diving things, and I hear it's even better if you play with the app. The miniatures are smaller than the typical Dungeons & Dragons standard, so it's not like you can use these figures necessarily for your Dungeons & Dragons game. It doesn't have that nostalgia that Dragon Strike has, or that Hero Quest has. Swipey. A lefty. UgTech, hilarious game. You try to build something using caveman talk. Each of those has like a translation, and so you're trying to tell someone how to build something only using caveman speak. You're building something! Dungeon Quest is a broken game because there's one treasure in here that's so valuable that in a game where the goal is to get in, grab a treasure, and get out, if someone grabs that one treasure, they win. They have an I win card, so you gotta get rid of that card. Swiping left. The World of Warcraft adventure game. Too many working parts to it. There were little exceptions to rules and I was like, what is this, the English language? Swiping left. But speaking of, let's look at the World of Warcraft board game. Look at this big thing. Oh, it's beautiful. And I've never played it, even though I was really hooked on the game. Who was it? Man, that heroin was really difficult to get off of. When I finally did, I definitely had some withdrawal symptoms. And maybe for my own health, I shouldn't keep this, because if I play this and it's fun, I'll just want to play the video game again. And I don't want to do that. All of my time that I don't even have will disappear. Swiping left. Runebound. One of the first games my father bought me when we found out there are stores that sell nothing but board games. What? There's stores that sell nothing but board games? Pretty good first entry. Swiping left. Kingsburg. Should have been in the dice episode with the expansion. Dice placement, you roll the dice, and then like worker placement, you place your dice. Swipe right. Game of Thrones card game. It's okay. Swipe left. The board game I really enjoyed, but I'll tell you what, talk about learning curve. It takes just as long to learn how to play it as it does to play it. Swipe left. Cosmic Encounter, everyone should own this. Asymmetrical abilities. Everyone is their unique alien, they do different things, even though the main game is very simple, and that's what we call elegance. The choices are simple, but meaningful. So even though you don't have a lot of choices, you think hard about the few choices you do have. Elegance in a box. Cosmic Encounter. Warcraft, the board game, Zug Zug. Man, this one is classic and hard to get. This one can go for a pretty penny, I'm sure. With that in mind, I'm gonna swipe left on this. Voodoo is okay, it was a solid game, but I don't remember enough for it to stand out and save its life. Swiping left. Warhammer Quest, the adventure card game. I love the Warhammer universe. Played it once and remember having to look up rules a bunch while playing it, and that's on no bueno. Let's talk about some Queen games. Here's one, and it even says Queen Kids on it, because you know it's a kids game if it says Queen Kids. This is at least one fun activity you can play with kids. So if you have kids and you're like, man, they're driving me up the wall, then Queen Games for kids is really the way to go. Orcs reminds me a lot of Castle Panic in that it has this round board and there's orcs constantly coming in. So it's like Queen Games' attempt at Castle Panic. But if you're gonna get Castle Panic, you should get Castle Panic. Munchkin Quest. If you're a fan of Munchkin, I want them to go slower. Like, I want to wait a solid 20 to 30 minutes before it's my turn. Then Munchkin Quest is the game for you. Netrunner, it's a living card game. It's now dead, supposedly. Quinn's from Shut Up and Sit Down, he loves Netrunner. Asymmetrical, the two different players play differently. One's the hacker and one's the corporation that's trying not to get hacked. Swiping left. Kingdom of Solomon. If I'm going to keep a game, I want to enjoy looking at it. Nothing Personal is a mafia game. Tom Vassel's attempt at designing a game. Decent. Enough to keep? Now, Venture Forth, cubes. If you like cubes, you'll like Venture Forth. Mice and Mystics. I love me some Jerry Hawthorne. Jerry is an amazing guy from Plaid Hat Games. This is supposed to be a family-friendly game, but at the same time, it was actually pretty heavy to learn. And yet there's plenty of families that love Mice and Mystics. So you've got yourself some smart, dynamic kids. If they're playing Mice and Mystics, we're down to this last section. Barker's Row. I love the artwork on Barker's Row. The components are so classy and cool. Swiping left. Agents of Smersh. I have to keep because of that rule of I made a video for it, so I have to keep it. Agents of Smersh. Like if I did have kids of my own, they'd be like, Dad, you made that video for that game. Where's the game? So this is gonna be the first swipe left since Cosmic Encounter. Fall of Magic. This is like an heirloom game. So classy. It reminds me of something that you stumble upon in your grandparents' basement during some family gathering you don't want to be a part of. Canvas, rollout map, metal pieces. Really elicits your tactile sensations like nothing else. It's a storytelling game. It reminds me of like almost never-ending story. This is gonna be a swipe right for me. A Duel Betwixt Us, a two-player board game. A comedy of manners and mayhem. Opened and never played. Chaos and Alchemy, another one. Opened it, never played. Hirelings, the classic take on a board game. Roll the dice, move as many spaces as you rolled. There are some decisions to make. I'm swiping left. Don't Be a Loser is an amazing party game. Everyone wins, except for one person. Swiping left. Fabula, storytelling game. And we already had the Fall of Magic, so I can't have so many storytelling games. Swiping right. Cash and Guns comes with the foam guns. And a lot of people say, hey, World Championship Russian Roulette, why didn't it come with foam guns? Well, we already had enough problems having a game based upon Russian roulette. Last thing we need is actual guns involved. One of our big regrets is the theme. If we could retheme it, we totally would. So if we sell out of World Championship Russian Roulette, we'll probably publish it again with a different theme that's more family friendly, because World Championship Russian Roulette deserves to be played by families. Takanoko! Isn't that the game with pandas? Yeah, it comes with pandas. And adorable bamboo. People on their Instagram will take a lot of pictures of Takanoko.
World Championship Russian Roulette.
Congratulations, you made it to World Championship. Unfortunately, it's in Russian roulette.
Okay. Oh, there it is. First one. And Russian roulette. Yeah. Congratulations. Buy it now. Yeah. Do it. Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be all mine. Whoop. Buy all our shit too. Bossack is the ultimate Jenga game. This one is so photogenic. Of course, I gotta keep Bossack. So now I'm gonna go ahead and put the ones that I swiped right on up here to see if I should keep them or not. Are there any that I can trim down from here? This is tough. You get rid of these two, because you can get Labyrinth anywhere nowadays. Never played the radial one, but I'm imagining it doesn't add that much more to the regular Labyrinth. Maybe I'll get to play it before I sell it. I think that's reasonable, shaving down 2 Labyrinth games, keeping just the 1 Master Labyrinth. I'm gonna get rid of Scotland Yard because, why does this feel so painful to do? You can always get Scotland Yard again. That will help me. It'll be one of these things that, hey, if we really want to play it, we can just go out and get it, unless it's some late night extravaganza and we're in the middle of nowhere. I could say the same for Twister, but that does pop out at late nights. All right, so what are we down to now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Jeez, that's still too many. I definitely have to keep monikers. I have to keep Dead Men Tell No Tale, because I did the video for Dead Men Tell No Tale. I have to keep Agents of Smersh, because I did the video for Agents of Smersh. Screw it. I am who I am. Maybe I'll make the cuts elsewhere. I feel really strongly about these games. If anything, maybe I'd give up Fall of Magic, because the box doesn't fit. It is that heirloom game, but again, I only have my niece and nephew to inherit these things. If I die, yeah, we'll give up Fall of Magic. What are you doing? Good Sky. All right, we'll get rid of Skyway Robbery, even though my name's in it, and it's such a good game. I'm getting rid of Dixit and just using the cards, but that's just kind of cheating the system, so I might as well just keep Dixit. Cosmic Encounter is so good, but don't play it that often. What am I doing? No, I can't give up Cosmic Encounter. In a curated collection, Cosmic Encounter belongs. We will play Cosmic Encounter again sometime. You know what? Delton and Haley really wanted Kingsburg, and this is the expansion. This is really hard to get. Did enjoy this game, but did I enjoy it enough? I did, but I gotta make cuts somewhere. If we're doing the hard decisions, can I get rid of Malarkey? Why play Malarkey when you can play Jackbox Fibbage? Because this way you don't need a phone or anything. I'm gonna swipe it, because we gotta make these cuts. We gotta reduce it down to 12 if we can. Kill Dr. Lucky. Oh, no, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And we also have, this is my .5, this board game book. I can't do it. I don't think I can get rid of any more. Although Lupin Louie's great. It's been so long since we played Lupin Louie. What am I doing? I can't give up Lupin Louie. All right, giving up Kill Dr. Lucky. I can't believe I'm doing this. If I was gonna give up anything, it would probably be Dixit. But I'm not gonna give up Dixit. It's too good. I can't do it. Yeah, I think this is it. Let me make it look pretty. This is so hard. This is emotional. It's so fascinating because I've seen Marie Kondo and I thought I could do that. But apparently when it comes to board games, I'm having difficulty because I'm getting FOMO, imaginary FOMO by doing this. If I give up Dixit and someone says, you don't have Dixit? How do you not have Dixit? It's like, damn it! and I'm living in the fear of the future. And I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't live in the fear of the future. I should live in the excitement of the future. I should be excited about, you know what? I can't wait for Tok Tok Woodman to hit the table again. I can't wait to find a couple people to play Loop and Louie with. So with that kind of shift in my mentality, yeah, Dixit has brought me joy, but I think I'm keeping it in fear of... I'm still keeping it because I want those cards, damn it. I want the Dixit cards because as a game designer, I may use them for something else. I may use them in Deception, Murder in Hong Kong. I'm keeping it as an expansion to Deception, Murder in Hong Kong, so it doesn't count anymore. It doesn't count because expansions don't count. I'm not counting this, the little miniatures that go with Dead Men Tell No Tales. That doesn't count as one, so Dixit doesn't count as one. Oh, screw off. I think this is a good old-fashioned selection we got going on here. This is working for me. I'm gonna be honest, Monikers isn't even gonna stay on the shelf because I play Monikers so much, it's in my to-go bag. In fact, I'll have another episode just about my to-go bag. These are the few games that I just take with me everywhere. And maybe that should only be my game collection, but that's craziness. Because Wavelength goes in that to-go bag, so does Chameleon. I'll just leave it like this. You wanna see the swipe left? It's fucking crazy. Here is the swipe left pile. You can't even see it all, I have to step over it. Look at that. This is what I've been working with. By the way, this is the big no-no I've done because I've put the smaller games up top. You don't want to do that, and this is why. Because when you put the bigger games on the bottom, pull out the bigger games, small game crashes. But if you do it the other way around and the small games are supporting all the bigger games, then you can remove the small games without the bigger games coming down.